What's up guys, Manny from Motomillion, and we got ourselves an Aprilia RSV4. So guys, technically we didn't get ourselves an RSV4, we've been given an RSV4. And no, it's not here to stay, so this is 650eve's 12th build series bike. And if you guys want to check out on how you could probably end up with this bike to be yours, please check in the description below. We have a link to 650eve's build series. We are not involved with the giveaway. The bike is his giveaway. We're only doing the build on the bike for 650eve, and we didn't want to turn down the chance of having an RSV4 here, because if he didn't bring it to us, we probably would have purchased one right off the bat. I always say it, pictures don't do it justice. I did see the Speed White, and Eve had been talking to me about the Speed White RSV4 for quite a bit, and I was like, eh. And then I didn't see it in person. I saw it on a video. He made me a video of this bike because if you can tell, they did install some parts on it already. So it has the Samco cooling hoses and the tail tidy kit by NRC on it. He did a little quick video before he actually delivered it to us. And when I saw it in the video, that video was a really good representation of this bike and how beautiful it looks. And I don't know if you guys could tell under these lights, but it is a pearl white that looks amazing. And another thing that maybe really is speaking to me is this livery, or the type of paint job that it has, or it's the stickers. It's not a paint job, but it's the livery of the bike. It is Aprilia's MotoGP color, so it's that red color with the purple color that I think it resonates with me, because Aprilia has been doing pretty good in MotoGP. And if you guys watch MotoGP, last year they had their double podium, meaning that they're first and second for the first time ever in a race. And it's amazing, it looks great. We have a lot of plans for it, and this is where we talk about what we're gonna do to the motorcycle. And I don't know if you guys can tell, there's some stuff in the background that's gonna go on this motorcycle. But before we get to those, one thing I wanna mention that I never understood why Aprilia does this. They have these plastic engine covers that cover the engine. Some of you guys think it's probably a crash protection piece. It is not. These are not like the GB Racing covers, and it does look really good with them taking off. So you could technically remove these and maybe run smaller crash protection pieces, or just the GB Racing pieces on it. But I think the engine looks really good for them to be covered up. Zach, the master mechanic, did install the Samco hoses, so he did save us a little bit of a trouble. It's not too much trouble, but he did really help us out by installing those on the motorcycle, so the Samco hoses are on there. These wheels are actually going to go on this motorcycle. These are the Aprilia spec Aussie racing wheels, and when I looked up, the rear wheel actually weighs 11 pounds. We'll be sure to weigh it when it comes to that, when we're going to install it on the motorcycle. And we already know that wheel does not weigh 11 pounds in the rear, so that's our weight savings. But before we go ahead and install them, we are going to get them painted, or let me say, we're going to get them powder coated. I'm not going to tell you what color. We already decided, and I already ran this with 650eve. Since this is build series, I wanted to make sure he's okay with it. And it's going to get painted, so if you guys want to take a guess of what color it's going to get painted, put them in the comments below, or maybe if you guys might want to try to inspire us on what color it should be, let us know. But we're already set on the color. We might change our mind. They're still here. They haven't gone to get painted yet. So those are going to get painted. The bike already comes with Öhlins, so suspension wise, I think we're set. I don't think we're going to convert it to a manual Öhlins, because it's a electronic Öhlins. For the street riders, it'll be pretty good. I could tell you guys that we might be changing the brake master cylinder. Not might, for sure. The master cylinder is going to go. And we are thinking of painting the calipers, or maybe getting upgraded calipers for it. It has the Stylema calipers. They are one of the best in this the Brembo lineup, especially given the price range. So again, we're thinking of maybe painting them, or if we upgrade it, there'll be the nickel plated calipers, but I think the paint might look better on it. There is a load of parts for these bikes, guys, so I've been doing my research. There's a lot of stuff that I think we could do to it. It's going to get a lot of carbon fiber, but we are keeping it true to the paint scheme, so we're not going to touch any of the painted panels. So the painted panels stay on the bike. I really like it. It's a special edition. It should stay on it. If you guys didn't know, for the longest time, I used to lust after the Aprilia RSV4s. I think it's up to the, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in 2014 or 2015, they came up with this new tail design. To me, it was the most beautiful tail fitted on a super bike. We want to make sure that this tail stays as pretty as it can, and that means, speaking of cans, We're gonna change this exhaust. It's getting a full exhaust system, guys. If you guys take a look back, there is an SC Project box. That is indeed the exhaust that's gonna go on this motorcycle. We got ourselves a full system from SC Project. It's the S1R or SC1R, I believe it's called. And it's gonna go on here because we wanna make sure that we treat this bike to its full potential, and I think getting a full exhaust system will be the best. Again, going on with that MotoGP theme, there isn't a Akrapovic full exhaust system for this motorcycle available, but the MotoGP bike is sponsored by SC Project, so we did decide to go with the SC Project exhaust on it. We don't get anything for free, guys. I want to point that out. Everything that we sell to you guys and we use on our builds are curated by us over here, so we try to put the best of the best, so that's why we have that SC Project. But I am going to mention SC Project did make that available for us and gave us a little bit of a special price on that exhaust system to be used on here. That's your transparency. But the price was not the reason why we chose it. We actually chose it, and when I reached out to SC Project to see availability, I did mention this build and they did decide to help us out, so thank you so much. Thumbs up to them for being a part of this build, and I think it's going to sound amazing on this motorcycle. We'll unbox it and show you guys that exhaust in another episode, but you guys can be sure that there's loads of pictures online of the product. Nothing on a bike that I could see. I think just the product pictures for SC Project. We're excited for that. I'm going to show you guys one thing that was really surprising to me. So this bike is bone stock, and when you turn your handlebars, look at this. My hand is like touching the fairing right here. And if you're riding, of course, you're not gonna do that when you're going at speed because you don't need to put that much steering input. But if you're doing like a 3-point turn, my finger is getting hit over here. So if any of you guys are experienced with Aprilias, I really haven't poked around yet, but I want to know if actually a Brembo aftermarket master cylinder like the RCS or the Corsa Corta gets rid of that issue, because that is a big issue. I'm sure we're going to be changing our clip-ons to put some adjustable clip-ons, so we might be able to make some more room there. But this is a big area of concern that I really want to address. And again, we're being extremely honest. We're showing you guys everything. We're going to change the upper triple as well. We're going to do a different upper triple. I think we are going to pay homage to 650E's build series, so we're going to kind of put something on there that'll say 650E build series number 12, because his build series has been great. I think from the stories that I hear about his winners, it's just amazing. I actually became very close friends with one of his winners, which was Walter, who won his 2020 S1000 RR. I think it was a couple of years ago now. He ended up being a very stand-up guy, an amazing guy, and we became very close friends with him. So there is a lot of stories behind his build series, and I'm really, really happy to have this here for his build series. But other than that, I think obviously we're going to do the rear sets, we're going to do the rotors, we're going to do the 520 conversion kit. I'm sure there is some sort of a chain adjuster. I believe TWM has a chain adjuster for it. And along the way, we're going to try to figure out also what is best for the bike. Obviously for the rotors, the T-drives are the best of the best in terms of street and track use. I know there's the Pista Bassa, but we're not going to use that because that's too extremely track oriented. We'll get rid of the mirrors. We'll use our favorite Rizoma stealth mirrors. I know some of you guys think they don't work. We did show it to you guys on the video on how they work and how good they work. We'll relocate the turn signals right over here. As I mentioned, carbon, so there's not a lot of carbon for the bike, but we are trying to source some pieces so that we could try to get rid of as much of these black plastics as available. Obviously, before we go any further on the build, we are going to be taking this bike on the dyno to get the stock dyno figures. From the research that I did, we got to remove the tank to get a proper RPM reading, and we talk all about this RPM reading stuff on our dyno videos, guys. If you want to go check it out, I tell you guys why we're so keen on getting an RPM reading. It's basically the formula of horsepower and how it's calculated on a dyno. We might mention it after the dyno video so that we give you guys, if you guys are an Aprilia content watcher and you guys haven't seen our channel before, I'll give you guys the reason on that dyno video. But we are going to try to make an extension wiring harness to make it easier to dyno this bike. So the idea is that we run an extension on the ignition coils of the bike and we put it somewhere over here, so that, not the coils, but the wire, the extension wire, so that we can get a good reading without removing the tank. It makes everything easier and safer on a dyno. We've done this for our Panigale V4 and Street Fighter V4 motorcycles, so that we could dyno them easier. It has the same issue with removing the tank. I think in a nutshell, that's the build plans for this bike. I hope some of the stuff is not very repetitive to you guys, but guys, there's only so much you could do, right? I can't really hack this frame or change this frame, but we're gonna try to do our best as we can to make this an ultimate impression of an RSV4 that Motomillion would build. Again, you know, Brembo is the best brakes that are out there, so we're gonna be using Brembo brakes. Again, I'm gonna do my research. If you find anything else that looks interesting, and I'm looking at the tune options at the moment, I think we are gonna use the Brent 20 Flash for it. But again, at first it has to go to the dyno to get the stock power figures, and then we'll start digging into the bike to do the flash, the exhaust, and all the other power mods that come along with it. They do have some velocity stacks for this motorcycle that seems very promising for the power. Let's see, I'm very happy to work with Brent Tuning. And just like all the other videos we make, guys, all the products and parts that we use and we mention are in the description below, and they're available for you guys to purchase on our website, so go and check those out. And if you have any questions, you guys could always reach out to one of the Motomillion team members. They'll help you out, and hopefully this is a way that we're going to get acquainted with this platform. We did a tonneau build, I think about 6 years ago, for a client of ours, and we did actually do a lot of research and some custom stuff that had to be done at the time for that motorcycle. But now we're in the year 2024 and we have a brand new RSV4 with us, so you guys can expect a lot more to come with this build. So guys, if you have any suggestions on what we should be doing to this motorcycle, especially if you're an RSV4 person, let us know. I'm open for suggestion. Put them in the comments below. But until then, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.